Hello everybody, Bruce here with a short video on something from Chapter 3. You may have seen in Chapter 3 the use of a Python statement called import math. And what import math does is it loads into your program a set of additional functions that have to do with math. Not all of the features and capabilities of a programming language like Python are available all the time. It's up to you, the developer, to import them into your application when you want that functionality to be part of your program. So let me do this. I'm in idle right now, and I'm going to say File, New File, and there's my blank file, and I'm going to say Import Math. Okay, and now I have some additional functionality available to me. So what are those new functions that are being added to my program? Well, let me see. I thought I had a little keynote here. Let's see. Recent. Wow, I thought actually, it's in here. It's in the slide deck for Chapter 3. And I'm going to pull it up here. Okay, so yeah, let's see. So I'm just going to scroll down to right. Come on, right. There we are. So right here, you can see that if you want to use pi or have the value of pi calculated for you so you don't have to declare it as a variable, you can use it because it's part of the math library. Same thing with square root. If you want to take the square root of a number, you would use the math library. You'd import it. Same thing for sine, cosine, tangent, let's see, arctangent, log 10, exponent, ceiling, and floor. Okay, I'm not going to go through all these, but I'm going to show you pi, square root, ceil, and floor. Okay, again, you import the library when you need to add additional functionality to your application. So I'm going to close PowerPoint. I'm going to go back here, and now that I have the math library, I can say, let's see, I'll just say pi equals math.pi, math.pi, and let me save this. I'm going to save it on my desktop. I'll call it demo 1, and I'll run it. And I didn't do anything, right? Because I didn't print the value out. But if I say pi, you can see here that the value is there. It's been assigned to the variable pi. Again, I could have called this, pi if I wanted to, and right in the program here, I could have printed out pi, just like that. Run, and there it is. Okay, so that's pi. Pi is part of the math library. Now, let's say you have a variable, we'll call it GPA. And let's say your GPA is a 3.4. Not a bad GPA, right? And let's say you wanted to get the whole number portion of someone's GPA, like the 3 in this case. So I could do print, then I can say math.floor, let's see, of GPA. Okay, let me get my parentheses right here. See, there we go. And if I save this, I run it, I should see pi printed out and then the number 3. So there's pi and there is the number 3 because that's the floor. It took 3.4 down to 3. Now let's say you wanted to print what number is the next whole number higher, which is called the ceiling. If I say print, actually, let's just do this, folks. Let's go back up to here. Let's go up to here and say floor, comma. Okay, and let's just copy this right now. Copy, and do that. And I will replace floor with ceil. Okay, there's that. I'll change this to ceiling. And what number do you think is going to come out? It better be 4. So actually, I'm going to comment out that line, and I'll just run this. Here we go. Ready? So the floor is 3 and the ceiling is 4, which is correct. Okay. So I'm going to comment out these lines right now because I don't want them to run. And let's see, I don't need that one either, and I don't need pi. So what I'm going to do now, down at the bottom here, is I'm going to take the square root of a number. So let's just say SQ equals math dot SQRT. Now you can look this up in the documentation. It's also in the textbook. And it's a function, so it gets the parentheses as opposed to pi, which is just a value like we did before. And we know what the square root of 16 is, right? It's 4. So if I print out the square root of SQ, comma, no, let's see. Let me do this a little bit differently, okay, here. So let's go right up to here, and let's just put in a variable called num1. We'll set that equal to 16. And now we'll go over here and change that to num1. It's a variable, right? And then I'll say the square root of, and then num1, comma, is, and then we will type SQ. Actually, I forgot a comma. Let's see. Single quote, single quote. No, I forgot the comma's in the wrong spot there. Is SQ. You all are supposed to let me know when I make typos. Okay, so now I should see the square root of 16 is 4, right? Here we go. Run. The square root of 16 is 4. You see that? And if I change it to, I don't know, let's go to 9, that should be what? 3. There it is. There it is. Another way to calculate square root without the math library, it's also covered in the textbook, is to raise a number to 1/2. Okay, I'm going to leave this code here, and I'm going to say here print the square root. Why did I not leave a space? Square root. I'll fix this guy too. Square root of num1 is. And then instead of getting the calculated value from the math library, I'm just going to take num1 and raise it to 0.5 or 1/2, and that will give me the same result without using the math library. So the square root of 9 is 3.0 in both cases. So that's how you use the math library. Just one other thing. You see right here on the first line, importing math. It says import math, and then you notice here I call the library and then I specify what function in that library I want to use, separated with a dot, actually, concatenated with a dot. There's another way to do this where you don't have to include this prefix here, math dot, right? Math dot floor, math dot ceiling. I'll show you that right now, and what that involves is doing this. I'm on the second line of the program now. From math, import everything you got. From math, import star, asterisk, everything. And what I can do down here now is I don't need the prefix anymore. I'm right down here. I highlighted the line. And same thing, let's see. That's it. That's the only thing I need to change. So any place that I had math dot something, now when you use this syntax right here, from math import star, you don't have to put the prefix in there. Now I always like the first method because I always like to know what particular library SQRT is coming from. Okay, so I'm going to run module, and there it is. Okay, it's working. So I hope this short demo of importing the math library helps you. The other thing you're going to find out later in this course, actually in week 4, is when we get into graphics, is that in order to draw graphics, using Python, you're going to need to import a graphics library. And then later on in the course, we're going to use other libraries, maybe to talk to various external services on the internet. All right? If you got any questions, please ask them on Slack in the questions channel. Have a great day. Oh, by the way, and if you've watched this video and you Slack me the code words ice water, I'll throw you some extra credit.